Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So as you all know that this year the counseling for National Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research is going to be done through online mode, and yesterday the NIPER has released the information brochure on NIPER joint counseling. So today I am going to discuss all the details with respect to the NIPER joint counseling, how it's gonna to be done and what are the eligibility criteria, what will be the process, all those things. So let's begin with the video. So first coming to the eligibility part. Okay, so how eligibility is decided and who all can appear for the NIPER joint counseling. So based on the all India rank obtained in NIPER JEE exam, which was on 20th of September, okay, the NIPER will declare the list of eligible candidates based on the number of seats and your rank obtained. NIPER will tell whether you are eligible to participate in counseling or not. Okay, basically the number of students they will call for counseling will be more than the number of seats because many students do not take the seats. So if your name is there or if your application number is there in that particular list, then you are eligible for counseling. Okay, there are few more eligibility conditions for admission into the NIPER. First is that by the time of admission you must have completed all your final year in all aspects, means your results should have been declared, all the classes, labs, everything should have got finished. Okay, and if possible you should have got all your documents back. For some documents you will be provided with extra time, that's a different case. Okay, further, next point is eligibility, that all the documents uploaded as asked for. So as you all know that in the NIPER JEE merit list, there's a section which is states the documentation status. Okay, so few students have not either uploaded their EWS certificate or caste certificate or maybe your annexures which were demanded by the NIPER, and for those students they have mentioned and they have given the timeline till 24th. Sorry, they have given the timeline till 4th. So if you do not upload those required documents in the stipulated timeline, then also you are not eligible to participate in the counseling. Okay, so based on their successful verification of profile, as here I have mentioned, so once you upload all your documents, then only your profile will be verified and you will be eligible to participate in the counseling. Okay, and if you think that till what rank they will accept the participants, means accept the candidates for counseling, so it depends on the number of seats. There are almost 800 and something seats available in the NIPER, including the additional seats for EWS and all those things. So they will call around 1000 to 1200 candidates, but based on their quota. So that does not mean that if your rank is more than 1200 you might not be called for counseling. Maybe, definitely if your rank is uh, somewhere around the number of seats in your category, despite your rank may be more than 1200 or 1500, still you might be called for counseling. So for that I'll request you to refer to the annexures wherein category wise seat matrix is given. So from there you may identify whether you will be called for counseling or not. Okay, so this was about the eligibility. Coming to the schedule of the counseling or important dates. Okay, so first thing is declaration of list of eligible candidates. So as I already told that NIPER has given time to upload your documents, your annexures may be there or caste certificate may be there by today evening. So most probably after today evening or maybe by tomorrow morning or afternoon they will declare the list of eligible candidates and they will also intimate through your mail IDs. But in case you do not get mail, just regularly check NIPER website because they have clearly mentioned that due to miscommunication or non-receiving of mail you may not claim anything like we didn't receive communication so we are late in registrations. Such type of arguments will not be welcomed. So keep checking website regularly. Most probably by today evening or tomorrow they will declare the list of eligible candidates. Okay, once your name is there in the candidate list, you will be provided a link towards the counseling portal. Okay, you have to go on that counseling portal and register yourself. Okay, the dates for the date, that thing is 5th to 9th October. Okay, before 9th October you have to register, you have to complete your choice filling process. Okay, and most probably they will ask for a soft copy of those annexures again in the counseling portal. They may ask, I am not telling confirmed, but previously they had mentioned that you might be asked for soft copy of your annexures at the time of counseling, so they may ask for your annexures copy, but other documents are not required while the registration on counseling portal. Okay, then based on your now see, when you are filling your choices here, those choice will be locked for all the round of counseling. Okay, so it's not like that in first round if you don't get the seat allotment, then for the second or the subsequent rounds you will change your choices. Okay, that option is not available with you, so please fill your choices carefully. Okay, so based on your choices field or choices opted, you will be allotted. First round of allotment will be done on 12th October. Then you will come to know whether you get the seat or you do not get the seat. Okay, in case you get the seat, you have to pay the fees within the stipulated time, that is 13th to 17th October. And it is very important. Why? Because if you do not pay the fees, you are not even eligible for subsequent round of counseling. That's it. The you will be only participate in any round of counseling until you get the seat. Okay, so after that, in NIPER joint counseling, they have kept an option for upgradation of your seat. Okay, so what is upgradation, I will talk in later part of this video. Okay, then it will be done on 18th of October, and the second round of allotment, the list will be declared on 19th of October. Okay, now again for second round of allotment, you need to pay the fees in order to confirm your seats by 20 to 23rd of October for the week. And if upgradation is opted, it may be done by 24th or 26th of October, and third round of allotment will be done on 26th of October. Okay, and for the third round, if you are allotted the seat, you need to submit your fees and confirm the seats by 31st October. Okay, after that no admission is entertained after 31st of October, that is final. Okay, so in short, your complete counseling will get over by 31st of October. So now the most important questions comes in our mind, that when will be our admissions, when will the classes for the NIPER start. Okay, so what will be your tentative reporting date to respective NIPERs allotted? See, as you can see the calendar, usually it is around 10 days after the counseling. So in case if they do not call immediately, see, they may even call, but in case if they do not call immediately, either they may call on 10th. Okay, that is 10 days after the third round of counseling. Okay, if they want to start the classes immediately and verify your documents and all those things, they may call on 2nd. Or because in this year Diwali and all those festivals are coming in November, so 14th is Diwali, 15th is New Year, and 16th is Bhai Dooj, so they may call somewhere around 16th or 17th also. So this may be the see, this is based on just predictions. These are not confirmed dates declared by the NIPER. Most probably they will declare soon in their one of the notifications, or you will get the dates while downloading your respective provisional admission certificates. Okay, so then only you will exactly come to know that what is the exact reporting date. These are just tentative, so you should be ready for all these things. Okay, so that's about the tentative reporting date. So what are the list of documents required? See, documentation is the one thing nowadays everyone is getting confused, especially with respect to the NIPER. Okay, so in the brochure of the online counseling, they have mentioned the required documents. Okay, so here first thing you require is proof of date of birth, that is maybe your high school certificate or 10th class certificate, that is considered as a valid proof for date of birth, as your date of birth should be mentioned on those certificates. Okay, next is all certificates and mark sheet grade points in original related to class 10, 12th and onwards. Okay, so this was for date proof of date of birth. Now all your mark sheets, maybe your 10th mark sheet is there, 12th mark sheet is there, and your graduation all years marks card and all those things. Okay, so these documents are also required in original. Third is final year marks card or annexure 2. So in case your final year results are declared, then you can submit your final year marks card. In case it is not declared, then you have to submit annexure 2. Here the point to be noted is that if you submit annexure 2 instead of final year marks card, then your admission will be provisional. Okay, your admission provided will be provisional. Okay, so why it will be provisional? See, they have an eligibility criteria that you should score minimum of 6.5 CGPA or 60 or 65%. They have mentioned in their information brochure, and if you do not score that much percentage or that much CGPA points, that is 6.5, then your admission will be cancelled, your seat will be confiscated, and no fees shall be refunded. So please be very careful before selection of the seat or before paying the fees. Okay, then further documents required is your caste certificate in case you belong to any of the special categories, or your EWS certificate, and this certificate should be from the central government only, not from the state government. State government certificates are not treated valid for category admissions in NIPER. Okay, uh, next is in case you are applying for in a quota of physically handicapped. Okay, so they have some number of seats reserved also. So for that you should provide a medical certificate from a government hospital issued by a medical officer. Okay, but it should be from the government hospital only. Okay, and last is the character certificate from your previous college. Most probably all the college usually provides along with your documents. If you do not provide, do not forget to get a character certificate before leaving from your college for the documents to be submitted. Okay, see, in the brochure they had mentioned for a medical certificate also, but here they are not asking for medical certificate, they have not mentioned. Maybe currently as the COVID-19 pandemic is going on, and they might have thought that yes, there is a possibility that students might not be able to contact the government hospitals, as hospitals are also already burdened. So currently they have not mentioned anything about medical certificates in list of documents required. But if in any case upon further communication they inform that no medical certificate is required, then be ready for that. Yeah, for safety you can even opt for having your test done in private labs and then getting it signed by a medical officer from a government hospital. Okay, so let's see, till now they have not mentioned any clarity with this respect, so let's wait for the same. So these are the list of documents required at the time of admission. See, many people are even confused when are the documents required to be submitted. So they have clearly mentioned at the time of admission, not at the time of counseling. Okay, means whenever your reporting date will be there, at that time you have to take these documents to your respective allotted NIPERs, and there you have to submit these documents. And a very important note is that if you fail to produce even a single document out there, then your admission will be cancelled and all the fees will be confiscated, no refund will be given. So be very careful with respect to documentations. Yeah, definitely for other documents like migration certificate is there, and maybe your provisional degree certificate is there, they may provide time line or extension for 1 or 2 months, but try that you get it at the earliest. Okay, maximum extension provided will be till first semester examination, but until you do not submit all the documents, you won't receive the fellowship amounts. Okay, so next is what is the procedure for admission. So in case your name or your application number is there in the eligible candidates list, then you have to register on the counseling portal by paying 1,000 rupees for general and OBC and EWS categories. For SC and ST, it's 500 rupees. Okay, so for SC and ST is 500 rupees. For all other categories, it's 1,000 rupees. So you have to pay that amount. Okay, and this is a non-refundable amount but adjustable amount, where I'll tell you later. Okay, so once you register, then you have an option of choice filling at the on the counseling portal itself. You have to and the seat matrix will also be displayed out there. So based on your preferred subject and your preferred branch, you may go for choice filling on the counseling portal. Okay, see, be very careful while choice filling, because it is a common choice filling for all the rounds of counseling. It's not like that on later rounds you may opt for like different choices and all those things. So fill choice carefully, and also keep in your mind your rank while filling the choices. Okay, so now based on your preference of choices filled and your rank, you will be allotted the seat, maybe in first round of counseling. Okay, say suppose you are allotted seat in your first round of counseling. Okay, so now after that, in the stipulated period of time, you have to confirm that seat, download the provisional admission letter, and if required you may opt for upgradation, but for this you need to pay the fees of the first semester. For general and EWS category, it's somewhere around 73,000, and for other categories it's somewhere around 40 or 60,000 exactly. I don't know, I am not sure of the amount, but that's the fees you need to pay in order to confirm the seat. Now if you don't pay the fees, what happened if you are allotted the seat and you don't pay the fees, then you become non-eligible for the subsequent rounds of counseling. See, seat will be allotted to you only once. Okay, but later on upgradation may happen, but to even opt in for upgradation you need to pay the fees. So if you are allotted the seat, if you want to confirm the seat, you have to pay the fees, or else you are not eligible for further counseling. Okay, then after that, after the payment deadline is over, so some people would have paid the fees, some people wouldn't have paid the fees. They might not be happy with the NIPER allotted to them, or maybe some reasons, so few people would not have paid the fees. Okay, so now then you will have option for upgradation of seats. Okay, so suppose you have filled 10 choices, and out of that you didn't got your first choice or second choice, instead you are allotted with your third choice or fourth choice due to your rank. But and your first choice is there is the same choice for a few other candidates, and they might have been allotted those seats. But if those candidates don't pay for that seats, then that seats become vacant. So before allotting those seats to the second round of counseling, they will provide you an option of upgradation. If you have opted for upgradation at the time of payment of fees, then they will upgrade your seat automatically. But if you have opted for upgradation and they upgrade your seat, then you cannot claim your previous seat which was allotted. Okay, so based on that, and if your upgradation occurs, you will be shifted to your preferred choices of seats, and you can get those seats, and then only the remaining seats will be sent to the for the second round and third round of counselings. Okay, and similar process will be repeated for second round of counseling and third round of counseling, but for third round there is no upgradation. Okay, so and admission will only be confirmed after physical verification of all the documents at the NIPER allotted. It's also a very important point. Okay, so Thank you. With I like to end my video. If you have any questions regarding NIPER counseling or any other thing, you may mention in the comment section. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you and have a good day.